everyone, today I'm going to be reacting to Taylor Swift's album, The Tortured Poets Department, the Anthology edition though, because she released all these extra songs. So, you know, get your snacks ready. The whole video is going to be timestamped and everything. And let's just get into it. The first track is going to be Fortnight featuring Post Malone. Okay, my thoughts on the song. My friends told me a little bit about the subject matter of it, but her saying I'm an alcoholic because of this relationship, you know, you're the reason. Still kind of shocking to hear, even though I heard that little tidbit before getting into the album. The production was pretty simple. I could appreciate the vocals in here. I don't like the Post Malone feature. I didn't like him on that new Beyonce record, Levi Jeans, either, and that's a skip for me on Beyonce's album. So yeah, it just feels like we're throwing him on a song to throw him on a song. When I do listen to this song, I'm planning on listening to Taylor's part. We skip to the end and then we go. But as an opener, it's interesting. It's interesting. I think it's gonna set the tone for what the album is to be like. But man, Taylor's had stronger openers than this. The One, State of Grace. So I'm just really curious to see where the rest of the album goes based on the tone that this is setting, and also in production and stuff like that. Also, I think the music video for this is coming out tonight. So probably tomorrow I'll do a video on my second channel reacting to the music video for the song. And I was pretty sure this is gonna be the first single anyways because Post Malone's on it, and I was right. Upon re-listening to the song for the video, I kind of get why it was a lead single because Post Malone's on it, but besides that, I don't get it. Like, this is no Cardigan lyrically. This doesn't really pack a punch like Willow in terms of how catchy that it is. As a lead, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And so I wonder if she's gonna do more singles for this album, but meh, especially as an opener for the album. You know, I thought she would have went harder. Like I said, she has stronger openers, like A State of Grace, like The One. I like the song overall, like I already said, but as an opener, she's just done better. Now onto track 2, The Tortured Poets Department. Normally, I don't pause in the middle of songs to give thoughts, but I saw part of this lyric because, you know, the album came out earlier in some other countries, it leaked or whatever. I don't listen to leaks. And my God, she was actually serious. This is giving like the lyrics in Vigilante shit. I don't just for women, I don't just for men. Lately, I've been dressing for revenge. Taylor Swift, a lot of her songwriting is excellent, but some of it, I'm just like, girl, what were you thinking? Why'd you put that in the song? We think that Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist? Why? Why would you, like, number one, he shouldn't be a bigger artist because his music is trash. And two, why are you putting that in the song? Some of Taylor's lyrics, they just take you out of the song. And I don't like that. I really don't. So that was a chop as far as the lyric go. We will finish the song, but I had to talk about that. I did. Okay, so for the most part, I like the song. Like I said, that Charlie Puth lyric chop for me, but for the most part I like the lyrics of the song. It'll be interesting to find all the pop culture references that she's talking about in this song with the Patti Smith and that hotel, and all the way throughout the album, and all the ways that it connects to her life. And I'm sure the Swifties have already figured that out, and there's videos on it and there's posts about it, and I will read those after I post this video probably. So it's interesting to like learn there, and I like the Easter eggs that she has in her music. Again, the production seems very minimalistic. It kind of reminds me of the first song. If anything, I kind of would have liked this as the first song more than Fortnight, but I mean, hey, that's just me. And her having this as the second track, I get it. She's had better title track, she has. But I like it. I do. I'm just waiting for that song on this album where I just absolutely love it, you know, love it first listen. Now to track 3, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys.
Oh, here we go again. The voices in his head. The sickest army doll purchased at the mall. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. It's a bit too right, 'cause the pieces in the dead of night. Letting you reasons why we could have played for keeps this time. Tell you that he runs because he loves me. My boy only breaks his favorite toys. Telling too much, there was danger in the heat of my touch. Once I fix me, say when I play again. I fell more when we played pretend. Stole my torture.
I mean, I thought the song was alright. Didn't absolutely love it, didn't absolutely hate it. A lot of this production on the album is kind of sounding similar, it's kind of sounding minimalistic, and I don't like it. And even though the vocal production isn't necessarily my favorite, it's really reminding me of certain songs on Mid, like every single song. It really depends on who produced it, because I know Jack Antonoff is on some of this album, I know Aaron Dessner is towards some of this album, and I like both of them as the producer. Now to track 4, Down Bad.
Did you really beat me up? Cloud of sparkling dust. Show me that this world is bigger than us. For a moment, I knew cosmic love. Fuck it if I can't have him. Down bad, waking up in blood. I might just not get up, I might stay. Did you take all my old clothes? In a field in my same old town. It somehow seems so hollow. I'm down bad, crying at the gym. I might just not get up, I might stay. Fuck it if I can't have him. Down bad, waving. I loved your hostile takeovers. How dare you think it's romantic? Fuck it, I was in love. Down bad, crying at the gym. Fuck it if I can't have him. Down bad, waking up in blood. Staring at the sky. Fuck it if I can't have us. Down bad, like I lost my twin. Down bad, waving at the shed. Like I lost my twin. Fuck it if I can't have him. Fuck it if I can't have him.
Alright, so I will say on this song, the production, there was a little bit more variety to it than the past few songs, and it kind of won me over the more that I listened to it. The chorus could have been stronger, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like it for what it is. Now to track 5, So Long London.
Saw in my mind fairy lights through the mist. Hold him in tighter each time he was stripped. Wet through my clothes, weary bones caught the chill. How much side did you think I had? Long London. Didn't opt in to be your odd man out. Left all I knew, you left me at the house. Stopped CPR after all, it's no use. And I'm pissed off you let me give you all that youth for free. So long, London. I'll find someone holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said it isn't right. You're not sure if he wants to be there. How low did you think I'd go? I died on the altar waiting for the proof. You sacrifice us to the god. I'm just getting color as hell, 'cause I love
This is another one I felt like it got better as it went along, because at first I felt like it was very underwhelming for a track 5, but that line about 2 graves, 1 gone, we were supposed to live our lives together, we were literally supposed to be buried next to each other, now 1 is gone, now we're doing our separate things. And then talking about, I was waiting at the altar for proof of your love, like that's something there, that's something there. When I was re-listening to the song, this lyric went right over my head whenever she said, and I'm pissed off, you let me give you all that youth for free. Like, yeah, 6 years in that relationship, like that's definitely something insane to think about, and that's definitely something that I think about as well. I don't get why these men get with famous women like Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, and then you're mad that they're famous, you're mad that they have a career, you want them to submit with you. Like, isn't that taking away from the point? I think that's part of it, and just like wasting all the time. I can see that. And we kind of got shades of her even talking about the marriage thing and you're losing me, so this song kind of feels like a continuation of that. And you know, the album definitely taps into the subject matter, so definitely some interesting food for thought. And yeah, this song and most of this album is probably about Joe Alwyn. She was in a relationship with him for a really long time, so it's just really interesting talking about, you know, I don't even know if he wants to be there in the relationship, and all these little breadcrumbs that she's tying in, because first there was the alcoholic thing, and you know, there was some other breadcrumbs earlier, and now this. And so I was just shocked. I was like, okay, she's really going there, right? So there's that. I wish the production was more dynamic. Again, a lot of the production is like this, like where are the more creative production moments and just tracks that are written for these songs? I don't get it. Why is everything all stagnant? I want something more for the production. I really do. And so I mean, the production was fine, and please, I hope that we're getting more dynamic production, please. I hope the whole album is not like this in terms of the production. I know it depends on who produces the track and stuff like that, but I just want more for the soundscape. I do. When I'm thinking about Folklore, when I'm thinking about Midnights, when I'm thinking about Evermore, just the soundscapes were interesting enough, and I think that it needs that. So we will see what happens there, but lyrically, I think the song gives you a lot to think about. You know, he's from London and everything, the ties there, the relationship ultimately had to end. So I think it was a good track 5. I think this is probably my favorite track so far on the album. Now on to track 6, But Daddy, I Love Him.
Forget how the West was won. I just learned these people only raise you to cage you. I just learned these people try and save you because they hate you. They slammed the door with my dress unbuttoned. But daddy, I love him. I'm not coming to my senses. I was crazy. Beautiful daughter, all my plans were laid. It was chaos, he was revelry. Summon up the elders had convened. Lord knows the words. And I with my dress unbuttoned. But daddy, I love him. I'm not coming to my senses. I know his body's the one. I'll tell you something right now. Listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. All these vipers dressed in empires rolling. Sanctimoniously performing soliloquies. Do the destiny. It's just my noise, it's just my choice. Scandal does funny things to pride, it brings lovers. Went to my parents and they came around. Fuck 'em, it's over. In my dress, my daddy just loves my lips, and it gives some perspective. I know you can't come to the way you ain't gotta pray for me. It's just my noise, it's my choice. Oh my God, you should see your faces.
Okay, so right now this is my favorite song on the album. That last song got debunked. Finally, some change in production and instrumentation. Why did it take to track 6 to get to that point? Why did the first 5 songs sound so similar in terms of production with slight nuances? That's what I want to know. This song should have been higher in the track listing. It packed more of a punch as an opener than Fortnight does. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say on the song. But I enjoyed it. Some of the lyrics, you saw me, I was a little shocked. I was like, okay. Like, some of these moments on the album, okay. The song just stood out to me from a production standpoint. Finally, track 6 took forever. I like the vocals on here. Lyrics, you know, just talking about, yes, all these things are wrong with our relationship from the outside, but I love him. I still want to be with him. You guys don't get it and everything. And so that's the important thing to remember with relationships, right? We only know what we see, what people tell us. It's going to be different, one person's perspective versus the people who are actually in the relationship. So there's that there. One thing I will say from a lyrical standpoint is sometimes I think she does a little word salad. I think that I say Lana Del Rey does, which is why for the most part I can't get into her music. It's just like, okay, let me throw a bunch of sentences together, a bunch of great vocabulary words together, and just hope for the best. Sometimes it just doesn't work in context of the song. Sometimes it's a little bit too much. It's like we could edit that down a little bit, but I like the song. I do. Finally something a little bit different. On to track 7, Fresh Out the Slammer.
Now, pretty baby, I'm running back. Fresh out the slammer. Another did my time.
Okay, my thoughts on that. It was cute. You know, I can appreciate it for what it was. I thought it was interesting the way that it switched up on the end. I'll say that. Now on to track 8, Florida, featuring Florence and the Machine.
Beat the heat if you beat the charges too. And my friends all smell like weed or a little baby. Work your life away just to pay for a timeshare. Florida. I got drunk and I dated to wash me away. Yes, I'm haunted, but I'm feeling just fine. No one asks any questions here. So I did my best. And you know you're 100 on your life. Just to wait at the shitstorm bank in Texas. Florida. I got some regrets now, baby, then Florida. The dolls are beautiful. Look me up, Florida. I need to forget, so I'll be undespicable. Say it's unforgivable. Your home's really only a town you're just a guest in. Your home's really only the town you'll get arrested. Florida is one hell of a drug.
Okay, so another one that I can appreciate it for what it is. I like the Florence and the Machine feature. I will say the production, I believe, at the chorus isn't particularly my favorite. Maybe it'll grow on me, but those are my thoughts. Now on to track 9, Guilty as Sin.
Drowning in the blue Nile, he sent me downtown. My boredom's bone deep. This cage was once I dream of cracking rocks, throwing my life passion into him tonight. He's a paradox. What if he's written mine on my upper thigh? In my mind, what a way to They're gonna crucify me anyway. They don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. What if he's written mine on my upper thigh? He sent me downtown lights. Allowed to cry.
Okay, so I really like this one. Might be another favorite for me on the album, but there's a lot more songs to go, so that can potentially change. But from a lyrical standpoint, you know, I definitely thought that it was catchy at least. It's reminding me of one of the songs she's already done. I think it's off of Red or Speak Now. I'm gonna find it. So I just looked up the song that I was thinking of, and apparently it's Untouchable from Fearless. So I don't know how that connected, and I thought it was from Red or Speak Now, but I kind of get it. But yeah, it was Untouchable that I was thinking about. And I thought the production was interesting, and there was a little bit more variety there. On to track 10, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me.
The who's who of who's that? My bare hands paved their path. If you wanted me dead, you should have just said. Leap from the gallows and I levitate down your street. Who's afraid of little old me? Scandal was contained at all costs. Keep your good name. Surrender, I broke. Let's hear one more joke. Then we could all just laugh until I cry. Pass the party like a record scratch. Who's afraid of little old me? Don't you worry, folks, we took out all her teeth. Well, you should be, you should be. Tell me everything is not about me. Say they didn't do it to hurt me. Wouldn't last an hour and be a silent. I'm always drunk on my own tears. Do you step on my love?
Okay, so first off, I have to say a mashup with this and My Tears Ricochet, that would go so hard. Like at the end, I was singing in my head, My Tears Ricochet. It just works perfectly with that instrumentation. So yeah, that was definitely eat in terms of the production. And I just feel like the song had the edge to it that I've kind of been missing the entire album in terms of the production. So I love it. Definitely got to be one of my favorite songs on the album. It's just really intriguing. And you know, this song I feel like is the first one to just really blow me away. And so we'll see how the rest of the album goes, but I just love it, especially the lyrics on there. Definitely interesting, even her referencing her own songwriting and her own personality and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely highlight on this album for me. She ate. On to track 11, I Can Fix Him. No, really, I can't.
The smoke cloud billows out his mouth like a freight train. The jokes that he told across the bar were revolting. They shake their heads when I tell them he's my man. I can fix him, no, really I can't. The dopamine races through his brain on his Texas highway. The perfect case for my certain skill set. He just hadn't met me yet. They shake their heads when I tell them he's my man. I can fix him, no, really I can. Good boy, that's right. I can handle me a dangerous man. They shook their head when I told them he's my man. I can fix him, no, really I can.
Sorry for any background noise, I can't control that. And so I think this song might be about Matty Healy, you know, that whole lyric about offensive jokes, and Lord knows he was very problematic and racist and he will be dealt with. So maybe it could be about him, maybe it's about Joe. I mean, maybe it's just fictional and she just wrote a song to write a song. You know, she does that sometimes, and that's what I want to say with this entire album. Sometimes you can take it literally because I feel like the lyrics are very specific. Other times I feel like they're open-ended, so maybe she was writing to write. But I liked it. Based on the title, I thought it was going to be different than it actually was. But, you know, I enjoyed it from a production standpoint and everything. Pretty understandable, just saying you're with someone, they're problematic in a certain way, and you think that you can fix that person, and it happens to many people out there. Now to track 12, Love of My Life.
Stop us from waltzing back into rekindled flame. We embroidered the memories of the time. I thought I was better safe than starry-eyed. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. Still alive, killing time at the cemetery. The nick of time, low down boy. You told me I'm the love of your life. Gonna tell me the truth when you blew in with the winds of fate. Your impressionist paintings of heaven turned out to be fake. And all at once, the ink bleeds. If you know it in one glimpse, it's legendary. All those plot twists and dynamite. Said I'm the love of your life. Talking rings and talking cradles. I wish I could unrecall. Can't get out of bed. Is something counterfeit? It's dead. It was momentary. Oh, what a valiant roar. What a bland goodbye. I'm combing through the braids of lies. I'll still see it. Or the loss of my life.
Okay, so my thoughts on the song, I really enjoyed it. Nice to have a stripped back kind of piano moment. Taylor Swift is finally Taylor Swifting. Like, this is the stuff that I like her for. When I say I like Taylor Swift, I mean stuff like this. So I think that the album is finally really setting in. Wish it would have done it earlier, but I digress. So yeah, the lyrics are really interesting. On my phone now, on Spotify, the lyrics are popped up. So now I'm like looking at them. So if I don't have any shocked reactions, because I kind of see it coming a little bit. But the one that really stood out to me is whenever she says, shit talked me under the table, talking rings and talking cradles. I wish I could unrecall how we almost had it all. Dancing phantoms on the terrace, are they secondhand embarrassed that I can't get out of bed because something counterfeits dead. That is crazy. That is crazy. So many times in this album, shots. And then whenever she says, you're the loss of my life. And then also when she talks about cemeteries earlier, and she was talking about that other song too. A lot of food for thought, a lot of food for thought. We're wandering around enjoying this relationship, but we both know that it's dead. That's kind of what that's saying to me, at least. Now onto track 13, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
I can read your mind. Refract sequin stars off your silhouette every night. I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit. Lights, camera, bitch, smile. Even when you wanna die, that life was too short. Break it down, I hit the floor. I can deal it with a broken heart. I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me. I cry a lot, but I am so productive. I can
So I like the juxtaposition of this one with the production. It was definitely maybe giving me some synth pop somewhere in there. I really like that. And then the lyrics and everything, which I thought were really interesting. And even whenever she's like, I'm always crying, but I'm so productive, I'm pretty sure she got a Capricorn placement in there. They try to say she's Scorpio rising or whatever, but I'm like, the way that she turns out albums, that is such a Capricorn thing. Capricorns are always doing a bunch of things. So interesting. I liked it. It was a nice change of pace for the album production wise. And I like the lyrics too. And I think that's kind of what she's saying is like, no matter what she's going through because of what she does, she's in the public eye and everything, she has to be fine to a certain degree. She can't let that get her down forever because at the end of the day, she has a job to do. She has an album to put out. She has something to promote. And so I think that's kind of what she's saying on the song is that a lot of times she probably doesn't feel like she can even have that opportunity to grieve or be sad because there's always something that she's working on. There's always something that the pipeline, you know, Taylor is very planned out, very meticulous in that state. So I think that's kind of what it's about. Maybe just the entertainment industry at large. Now on to track 14, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived.
Any of it true? Who the fuck was that guy? They just ghosted you. Rusting my sparkling summer was the goal. But could someone give message to the smallest man who ever lived? Hung me on your wall. Public showed me off. Once your queen had come, treat her like an also ran. I don't even want you back. Could someone give message to the smallest man who ever lived? Did you sleep with a gun underneath bed? In 50 years, this be declassified. 'Cause it wasn't sexy once it wasn't forbidden. You deserve prison. You won't get tired. No girls were boring, kicked out the stage lights are still performing, and I'll forget you, smallest man who ever lived.
Okay, so my thoughts on the song is really intriguing just in terms of the soundscape there and the way that it switches up, and even the lyrics whenever she said you kicked out the stage lights but you're still performing, and some other parts of this. Like I said, this album is really coming together at this part. Now on to track 15, The Alchemy.
This happens once every few lifetimes. These chemicals hit me like what? I haven't come around in so long. Touchdown, call the amateurs and cut 'em from the tee. Dying on your heart, said it's still reserved for me. Who are we to fight the alchemy? I haven't come around in so long. Touchdown, call the amateurs and cut 'em from the tee. Dying on your heart, said it's still reserved for me. Who are we to fight the alchemy? He jokes that it's heroin, but this time with an E. Who are we to fight the alchemy? There was no chance trying to be the greatest in the league. Touchdown, call the amateurs and cut 'em from the tee. Honestly, who are we to fight the alchemy? He jokes that it's heroin, but this time with an E. Honestly, who are we to fight the alchemy? These chemicals hit me like what?
Okay, so this gotta be another favorite for me on the album. I just checked the production credits and Jack Antonoff produced this one, so shout out to him. Like I said, I like most of his production work. And so I saw on the Chiefs subreddit like a little bit of text, I didn't read it all, but they said it had something to do with Travis Kelce. I'm guessing because like the football references and touchdown and stuff like that. So maybe she was writing about him a little bit. I don't know. But I really like the song. I thought it was catchy. I like the production. I like the vocals. Yeah, this is a slam dunk for me. On to track 16, Clara Bow.
You look like Clara Bow your life. Did you know? Born in my small town, thought I'd see the lights. Take the glory, give everything. You look like Stevie Nicks. The crowd goes wild at her fingertips. Think I might die if I made it. Is fake, but you're the real thing. Take the glory, give everything. Crown
she actually referenced herself in the song. Was not expecting that, was not expecting that. I like this song, I do. I think in comparison to the past two songs, it's not as good as them, I'm gonna be honest, but it's cute for what it is. It's cute for what it is, that's what I can say honestly on the song. I like the production. Now on to track 17, The Black Dog.
I am someone who until recent in your location you forgot to turn it off. To some bar called the Black Dog. Just don't understand. You don't miss me in the Black Dog. She's too young to know this song. Old habits die and move through the world with the heart broken. They never open up the way I did for you. How you don't miss me in the shower. Was it hazing for a cruel fraternity I played? Breathing clean air, I still miss the smoke. Now I wanna sell my house, set fire to all my clothes. She's too young to know this song. Tragic fabric of my dream. I still can't believe it.
I knew that this was going to be one of the bonus tracks for the album. I thought I was going to have to wait months to hear it because that's what Taylor Swift does. She waits like 6 months to put it on streaming and stuff. But the fact that she actually has it on streaming, I'm glad that I got to hear it because this is the one that I was most looking forward to. So I really like the lyrics in here. There's definitely some food for thought to think about. I like the production. I like the vocals on here. Now on to track 18, I'm Gonna Get You Back.
I like a short skirt, the one that fits me like skin. I can tell when somebody still wants me. Whether I'm gonna be your wife or gonna smash up your bike, I'm gonna get you back. Talk big, loud, act like I don't care what you did. Put the script and leave you like a dumb house party. Whether I'm gonna be your wife or gonna smash up your bike, I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna get you back. Feel it coming on in the way you move. Even if it's handcuffed, I'm leaving here with you. Remove all the pieces, but still wanna play the game. Whether I'm gonna be your wife or gonna smash up your bike, I'm gonna get you back. Whether I'm gonna curse you out, hear the whispers in your eye.
Okay, so my thoughts on this one. I like the lyrics. I can appreciate it for what it is. I think there's other songs I like on sound better, but it's not bad by any means. On to track 19, The Albatross.
Wise men once said, wild wind, death to the candle oceans issued. He stood across your thoughtless heart. The albatross, she is here to destroy you. One bad seed kills the garden. They tried to warn you about me. The albatross, she is here to destroy you. You're in terrible danger. And when that sky rains fall on you, I'll tell you how I've been there too. None of it matters. Fake news, and they believed it. Sleeping soundly when they dragged you from your bed. Spread my wings like a parachute. Albatross, I swept in at the rescue. Not the life you chose. She is here to destroy you.
Okay, so I like this song. I think it's catchy. Even the guitars and stuff, it was definitely reminding me of something on Evermore. I wonder if it's going to be a fan favorite, and I wonder if it's going to be a single. And what other singles will she release with the album? I feel like her past few years, she does like 2 or 3 singles at max. And after I listen to the album again after this video, I'll probably leave a pinned comment down below on what I would like her to release as a single. We'll see what happens in regards to that. Now on to track 20, Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus.
Holograms stumbled into my apartment. Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. As the decade would play us for fools, it seemed like he would have bullied you in school. Say I loved you the way that you were. Always wondered you needed me, but you needed drugs more. Changed into goddesses, villains, and fools. Wanna break my cold, cold heart. Wanna tear my
Okay, so I like this song for what it's worth. There was better songs on this album. I feel like some of these songs on this album, because there's so many, they're just gonna kind of fall in the middle. I don't love them, I don't hate them, I can enjoy them for what they are, and I think that's kind of what this song falls into me. It was good for what it was, it really was. Also, something about this song, she literally says something about Scarlet Maroon, and then that's reminding me of the song Maroon on Midnight, so I don't know if that's a direct tie-in, but that's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs, one of the best songs on Midnight's for sure. Now on to track 21, How Did It End?
This postmortem, so a touch that was my birthright. The empathetic hunger descent. How did it end? You were blind to unforeseen circumstances and fell victim to interlopers' glances. They'll go home to their husbands, smug 'cause they know they can trust him. In circles like she was like, called it all off. How did it end? Once again with feeling silenced as the soul was leaving, be bereft and reeling, sitting in a tree. D-Y-I-N-G. How did it end?
This song again just kind of falls in the middle tier for me, and let's just say I feel she could have trimmed down the album so far. I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end, but that's my honest opinion on it. Not a bad song, it's just kind of there to me. Now on to track 22, So High School. Okay, my thoughts on the song, I like it. The bridge could have been a little bit stronger. I'm gonna be real with you, but you know, for the most part, I liked it on a lyrical standpoint. I liked the production, I liked the vocals, probably one of the better songs on the second half of this album, to be honest with you. Now on to track 23, I Hate It Here.
Tell me something awful, like you are a poet, my eternal consolation prize. Now I seem to be scared to go outside. I hate it here, so I will go to secret gardens in my mind. I was a precocious child. I'm there most of the year 'cause I hate it here. You would pick a decade we wish we could live in, say the 1830s, but without all the races, seems like it was never even fun back then. I hate it here, so I will go to lunar valleys in my mind. No mid-sized city hopes and small town fears. I hate it here. I'm lonely, but I'm good. I'm bitter, but I swear I'm fine. Lost on purpose. In my fantasies, I rise above it. I read about it in a book when I was a precocious child. Tell me something awful, like you are a poet.
Okay, so my thoughts on the song, I liked it, especially the instrumentation. Felt like a nice change of pace for me. Another one of the better songs in this back half, I think. On to track 24, Thank You, Amy.
When I picture my hometown, bronze spray tan statue of you, it was always the same. All the time you were throwing punches, I was building. Fuck you, Amy, to the night sky as the blood was. Wasn't a fair fight. Each time that Amy stomped across my grave, in the local paper, laughing at each baby step I take. All the time you were throwing
Okay, so I like this one. If I had to take a guess, it seems like it's about Scott Borchetta talking about, we used to work together, now you did me wrong, I built a legacy that you can't undo, but ultimately my career wouldn't be in the same spot that it was without you. So I think it's about him. I like the guitars in here a lot. It was interesting to listen to from that standpoint. I like the vocal. Now on to track 25, I Look in People's Windows.
I spied the catch in your breath. I found I got carried away. A feather taken by the wind blowing. I look in people's windows. Chance fixed by rose golden glows. What if your eyes looked up and met mine? I still ponder what it meant. Now, does it feel alright to not know me? I look in people's windows like I'm some deranged weirdo. What if your eyes looked up and met mine?
Okay, so it's an interesting piece in terms of the lyrics as well. And I also think it's kind of a metaphor for just looking at other people's lives, seeing what they got going on there. Because it's just always interesting, I think, kind of looking in there and maybe actually doing it and hoping to have another opportunity with that person that you liked so much before. I like the production in here. I like that we're getting more guitars. I really do. I like the vocal on here. Another one of the better songs in the second half, in my opinion. Now on to track 26, The Prophecy.
Hand on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle. I got cursed like Eve got bitten. Oh, pat around when I get home. I guess a lesser woman would have lost hope. Please change the prophecy. Just someone who wants my company. Cards on the table, mine play out like fools in a fable. Poison blood from the wound of the pricked hand. Please change the prophecy. Who do I have to speak to? A greater woman stays cool, but I howl like a wolf at the moon. But even statues crumble if they're made to wait. I'm just a paperweight. Please change the prophecy. Do I have to speak to? And on the throttle, thought I caught lightning in a bottle. But I looked to the sky and said,
Okay, so my thoughts is like, I appreciate it for what it is. I feel like with a lot of these songs, it's kind of falling similar in terms of even subject matter. So it's kind of hard to ultimately place it in the album and for me myself, because it reminds me of another song, if that makes sense. But it was good for what it was. Now on to track 27, Cassandra.
I was in my new house placing daydreams. Does it end lose track of what I'm saying? And the first stone's thrown, they're screaming. When the truth comes out, it's quiet. Killed Cassandra first, cause she feared the worst. They say what doesn't kill you makes you aware. So they killed Cassandra first, cause she feared the worst. They knew the whole time. They never spared a prayer for my soul. No one heard. So they killed Cassandra first, cause she feared the worst. So they filled my cell with snakes, I regret to say. That's thick, but nothing like a payroll. You can mark my words that I said it first. In the morning, single word was heard. When the truth comes out, it's quiet.
Okay, so I like this one, and I was intrigued to hear it because Florence the Machine has a song called Cassandra, and you know, they're on this album, and I love that song, by the way. That is one of my favorite songs I've heard by her so far. They still need to finish her discography, so I was just intrigued because of that. But just in terms of the soundscape of it, there definitely felt like there was some suspense to it. There felt like there was some darkness, so I like the soundscape of it a lot, and especially the lyrics on here as well. I like the vocals, so yeah, one of the better songs in the second half for me. Now on to track 28, Peter.
Peter, my lost fearless leader, in closets like cedar, goddess of timing, once found us beguiling. Peter, was she lying? My reps. You were gonna grow up, and you were gonna come find me. Promises, oceans deep, never to keep. Heard great things, Peter, but life was always easier on you. Both did the best we could do. I didn't wanna
I really like this one. Lyrically, I feel like it stood out among the pack. I like the piano. I liked her vocal on it a lot. So it might be one of my favorites on this album overall once I go through everything. But on first listen, I really enjoyed it. Now on to track 29, The Bolter.
She almost drowned when she was 6 in frigid water. Curious child, ever reviled by everyone except her father. Charmingly helpless, excellent fun till you get to know her. Daddy with a kiss, oh we must stop beating like this. All her fucking lives before her eyes. Wanted her bad, just like any good trophy hunter. Making him care, watching him jump then pulling him under. That's when she sees the littlest leaks down in the floorboard. Oh we must stop beating like this, but it always ends up with a town car speeding. He'll call her a whore, but she wouldn't be sore. But as she was leaving, all her fucking lives before her eyes. She's been many places with men of many faces. None of it is changing. That the chariot is waiting. And with the slam of the door, but she's got the best story. She fell through the eye.
So I like the song. I like the soundscape of it, the guitars especially in comparison to the last track. I believe that was more so piano. So I liked it from that standpoint, I will say. Now to track 30, Robin.
May you reign. You are bloodthirsty. Slowed down clocks tethered. To go tiger. Long may you roll. You look ridiculous. And you'll reach the secret. Higher and higher. You got the dragonflies above you, but now we'll curtail your curiosity. Way to go, tiger.
It was alright. It was alright. If she didn't put us on this album, I don't think I would have missed it much. To be honest with you, that's my thoughts. And now to the 31st and final song, The Manuscript.
Now and then she rereads the manuscript. Torrid affair. Give you my heart if you needed it. Said no, just a good Samaritan. Soon they'd be pushing strollers. Age of him, she wished she was 30. Afterwards, she only ate kids' cereal. And she dated boys who were her own age. She thought about how he said since she was so wise beyond her years. The years passed like scenes of a show. Actors were hitting their marks. What the agony had been for. The only thing that's left is the manuscript. The story isn't mine anymore.
I really enjoyed this song. I think it was a great way to end off everything. Kind of just seems it's about predatory relationships, and it's just a shame that that happens so often. Like, if you're a man who's 30, then why would you want to date someone who's half your age? It's weird. And also another thing, it's like you want to take advantage of them because, you know, they're innocent, and that's wrong. I'm going to call it out every single time that I see it. And so, yeah, very deep on the subject matter for the song. And I appreciate it. I do. Now let's get onto my favorite songs on sound based on my first listen. I'm going to say So Long London, But Daddy I Love Him. I think Guilty as Sin was a favorite. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. Love of My Life, I think that was a favorite. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. Alchemy. The Black Dog. I think I really like the Albatross. And then Cassandra, Peter. That's a lot of songs, but there's a lot of songs on this album. So that's just my first listen. Of course, as I listen more, my thoughts can change. Now to my overall thoughts on this album. I think that this is a good album to pretty good album. At best, right now, after my first listen, I'm gonna give this album a 6 to a 6.5 out of 10. My thoughts can change. I'm gonna spend a lot of time with this album over the next few weeks. It's gonna be in heavy rotation. I'm going to give you guys a video with my updated opinions on the album, sharing track by track thoughts, new things with the album that I have come into, lyrics. I'm gonna share how I'd rank it in the discography. So you guys can subscribe if you'd like to see that video. That video is gonna come towards the end of next month. I really need my time to digest this album, and there's so much material. It's very overwhelming. So it'll probably be towards the end of next month. And if it doesn't come out then it'll be very early into June. This album was way too long. Let's get that out of the way. It's like that meme of that woman scanning all the groceries at the store and it's super fast, and they're like, damn, is it that serious? 31 songs. 2 hours. 2 hours. Like, I wanted an adjustable album. I really do. When I saw it was an hour and change, I was happy. I was like, great, this is gonna be something that's digestible. The Beyonce album is still in rotation, and I love that album, by the way. I have a whole video on it. I'll throw in the cards if you want to watch it. And then whenever I saw we have a whole nother album on top of it, 2 hours and 2 minutes, it's just like, this album is not digestible. It's just not. And to be honest with you, she could have pared this album down, like I was talking about earlier. Like I said, some of these songs, the subject matter is too similar, and so just because of that, it could have got pared down. And I feel like you know what the stronger songs are, and so let's keep it a buck. This album could have been maybe 20, 21 songs at most. At most, because there are some songs from the first half that I definitely want to take out in favor for the second half. So at a certain point, it's just too many songs.
Oh, I just wanted to add on the point of the album not really being digestible. This isn't her first time doing this, you know, with Red Taylor's version, I think there was 30 songs on that. 1989 Taylor's version, there was a bunch of songs on that as well. And I will say that we had the original songs on the album, and then she gave us the vault tracks years later, so I think it's a little bit different in regards to that. And again, I still think that those could have been pared down, and I have separate videos on me talking about both of those albums and the songs that I like and the songs that I didn't like. But kind of tying into why do I think that it's important for an album to be digestible, because it's important for the listener. I think when you have an album that's over an hour, I feel like you're really demanding more from the listener. I think the sweet spot for an album now is 45 to 50 minutes. And if you make an album longer than that, it's fine if I really like the artist and everything. And Beyonce's album was like an hour, 18 minutes. And that was something that for me, it was a long first listen, and now it's not as long. Sometimes I think the middle section kind of goes by longer in the first half, and the last half kind of goes by really quickly. So as I listen to it more, it might feel a little bit shorter, but I mean, 2 hours, I'm gonna have to break this up during the day to listen to it. And so that's why I just think that it's important for an album to be digestible. And like I said, you know what the stronger songs are going to be on this album objectively. Some of these, even if you think about it, it's kind of giving unfinished. Like, you started writing a song, you didn't finish it. Oh, let me put it on the album anyway. And that's something that's just ultimately gonna be a problem for me, because the art is first and foremost the most important thing. And so, like I said, I'll do my video on it, and in that video, I'm gonna share my updated track listing of the album, how I'm eventually going to listen to it, because I know I'm going to pare this album down, and we'll see how many songs actually stay with me. But I know for sure 31 songs are not going to stay with me, and we're just getting ridiculous at this point.
I mean, even the vocabulary she's using, she used the word precocious twice, I noticed that, and then she used the word throttle twice as well, and I'm sure there's some other stuff, but those are just things that I've noticed as well. And then at a certain point, I just feel like she's giving us this many songs for the chart because she wants to do well on Billboard Hot 100, and she wants to do well on Billboard 200. So the album is going to do better objectively if there's more songs for people to stream. It just is. And like I said before, Taylor Swift, the startup says, Swifties might be dragging me in the comments for this, but let's look at the material. 31 songs on this album. He had everything that she did to try to keep Anti-Hero at #1, remix after remix after remix. He had her putting Willow at 39 cents. I mean, the woman is chart obsessed. Let's call a spade a spade. I said this before, and I'll say it again. And it's like, you were already gonna do a million first week, and now I'm sitting here 31 songs later, hours later, and I just finished the album. At a certain point, we gotta pare it down. It is what it is. We definitely got some Taylor Swift highlights on here. Like I said, I feel like it took too long to kick into high gear. Why are we waiting till track 5 for the album to really start, in my opinion? Also, the instrumentation, like I said, I felt like it was very similar at the beginning, and then it started to break up and get more interesting with the guitars and different production stuff like that. But my problem with the flat production across like the first 4 songs, it's like with the subject matter and everything that you're talking about, it takes away from anything personal you're saying because the production just flattens everything out. And I said this to my friends, but honestly, I don't think she needs to work with Jack Antonoff much after this album. And the reason why, like I said in this video, I like a lot of his production work, but it's starting to sound too similar. They've done Getaway Car 5 times as a song, just in different formats. I think the best version of that was Cruel Summer. We love that song. But when you work with the same producer so much, a lot of the stuff starts to sound the same. I feel like it's really rare for a producer and an artist to evolve at the same time. Like Jimmy Jam, Janet, and Terry Lewis are a great example. They all evolved each album. You might have heard a song or two that sounded the same, but it wasn't like Janet put out an album and it sounded pretty close to the last album that she put out. And that's the problem with her and Jack Antonoff, is it sounding too similar. I will say, for the most part, with the soundscape for this album, I really wanted something that was gonna be like Folklore and Evermore, and I got that. Like I said, a lot of it sounded too samey, and I already went over that. For the most part, I kind of got that with a little bit of Midnights as well. We got some nice up tempos, so I can appreciate that because that's ultimately what I wanted. There was some moments that I was cringing in terms of the lyrics, and sometimes she just says things in her lyrics and it takes me out of the song, and we can only have so many references to the world war. Like, I believe it was in Black Dog, she was talking about you left your location on, and it's just, little things like that. Like in the lakes, whenever she talks about no one was around to tweet it, why are we talking about tweeting in a song? But for the most part, I liked her songwriting on here. I thought she got personal. You know, we got a taste of it with You're Losing Me off of the Midnight's bonus track, and that is kind of segueing into what this album is about. Sure, some of the songs may be about things from the past, because sometimes you think of new things and you want to write it. Sometimes some of the stuff is going to be made up. I think most of it's about the breakup though. Taylor Swift writes great songs and she writes great breakup songs. So to just hear it in terms of that, I really enjoyed it. And I liked how there were some Easter eggs to past work. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing what fans think about this album and all the ties to her personal life, because I'm sure they've already worked on that. And so it's a good album. I was expecting it to be good. I was expecting to have some skips. That's just life. The only time Taylor really disappointed me was Reputation. And I saw reports this album was going to sound like Reputation. I felt like if it sounded anything like that, then I was going to come down hard on this album, because I specifically don't really care for that album very much. And I feel like that was a disappointment in comparison to a 1989 Lover's better. I think Reputation is her worst pop album. People drag me for that. I don't care. Reputation was not that good of an album. Let's be honest with ourselves. And so this album, thank God, does not sound like Reputation. Taylor's a really consistent artist for me. She's one of my favorite artists of all time. I have my critiques of her music. I'm sure the Swifties are going to let me hear it in the comments, but it's my honest thoughts. It's my honest thoughts. I think you should give it a listen. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, give it a listen. I think you'll walk away with at least 5 or 6 songs that you really like. I think there's some really great stuff on here. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you disagree with me? What are your favorite songs in the album? What are your overall thoughts on this album? If you already feel like you know how you rank it in a discography, leave that down below. I can't do it personally. I need a little bit more time, but some people can already do that. So it's up to you. And I want to hear your observations on the album and just really widen the scope. All the Swifties that are watching this, y'all have so much knowledge that y'all can share with me in the comments and about Taylor Swift's career and stuff that I don't know. I would say I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, but I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie. Swifties are just next level. They know a lot of stuff that I'm just never going to find out. They do a lot of deep digging. So curious to hear in regards to that. And like I said, I'm going to do a video reacting to the music video for Fortnight. I will record that video separately tomorrow. That'll be in my second channel. So I'll throw it on the screen right now if you guys would like to subscribe to the second channel and see me on there. I just made a video recently talking about Billboard and rules that I think they might change. So you guys can watch that. And if you want to see more videos on Taylor Swift, I'll throw a card on the screen right here to where you guys can go to. It'll be at the end of this video and linked down below in the description, including an entire reaction to Midnight's with the 3 a.m. tracks and a bunch of album reviews and stuff like that. Like I said, Taylor Swift's one of my favorite artists, so I have a lot of content on her already if you would like to see more. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. If you did enjoy it, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot in YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You can also subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. If you hit the bell, you'll get a notification to your phone when I post. You know, I miss some random videos come out. And if you share the video, that definitely helps me as well, and I would very much appreciate that. Again, you can leave a comment if you wish. First link down below in the description will be my second channel. If you guys want to see more of me, definitely check me out on there. A lot of it is repurposed TikTok content, not all though. If you want to follow my TikTok, that's also linked down below. Been posting on my second channel every single day. Haven't missed a day this year. Posting Mariah Carey clips. I'm posting music discussions. I'm posting about sports. I'm doing it all. So if you want to see another side of me, check me out on the second channel. Thank you so much for 700 subscribers in there. It means the world to me. And then I'm also going to have Twitter, Instagram, all my social media linked down below. I'll link to stream this album as well. And lastly, links to educate you guys on important situations. Free Palestine. This is something that we must educate ourselves on. And if you want to know more about it, how to help and donate, I have links down below for those things. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.